That was good.
Why is it always the third one? That's so good.
I don't know, because I feel like we get the timing down.
It's 3 times the charm.
We get the timing down.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to look at my list again of topics.
It's like the cameras start rolling and instantly you forget.
Well, actually, I do remember one of them. Well, I always think, like, there's so much about you. I'm so dang boring, guys. Like, actually, for the real, I'm boring.
He is. I can attest to that.
Yeah, she can attest to that, though I do scream a lot.
Kidding.
But Amanda's got, like, a really interesting life.
Oh,
and one of the things that I wanted to highlight, well, just because I wanted to pick your mind about it, you used to hang out in an abandoned building, just as, like, a precursor to, like, what I'm talking about. We live on Long Island, and Long Island legitimately has, like, one of the most famous abandoned buildings in all of the U.S. because it is, like, the most visited abandoned building in all of the U.S.
Yeah, like, to date, still.
Yeah.
Also. People travel, like, all over to go there.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's, like, not even, like, that
There's
special.
nothing to see.
So the building is the Kings Park Psychiatric Center. It was an old asylum that was abandoned back in, like, the 80s, I think. And, yeah, it's pretty much mostly, I don't want to say rubble, but it's, like, a really, really nasty abandoned building.
Yeah, I mean, it's gutted. Everything's gone. You know, the scrappers came in and took everything out.
Yeah.
And now it's just walls.
Yeah, it's walls and graffiti. And here's the thing, is, like, I always think about this, and I thought about this. I made a video that I actually might put up on this channel, because I've never been able to really show it publicly. I showed it to you. The Kings Park video.
Yeah.
I'll put that up on this channel. I always thought, like, what makes something abandoned? Like, that building can't really even be considered abandoned because it's not.
I feel like there's, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, when I was younger, I would go there just because it's, like, a place that you can hang out that's, like, away from home. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can go there. And I used to, don't arrest me. Like, I used to graffiti as well. So, like, it was just, you know, you saw other people doing it, and then you know, go to Home Depot and buy some paint and just start scribbling on the walls.
You showed me your tag once. I want to see your tag again. I haven't seen it in a while. She'll probably give it to me so we can post it. Although you'll be found that way. Just kidding. But so, I mean, there's an air to, like, you know, like, rebellion, I guess.
It's like a fun thing. Like, you know, you're not supposed to be there. Graffiti.
But it's more than that for you. You didn't just go there every now and then. You were there.
I was there. But it's just, it was a place to drink. One, like, we were all underage. Well, not all of us, but it was a place to just, like, get some beers, drink, smoke some weed, like, you know, and not have to get caught because you're literally in a building where police can't go in. But yeah, my days at the psych center were, like, long. Like, it would start, you know, noon, and I wouldn't be leaving there until it was dark out.
Were you, like, skipping school to be here?
No, this was, like, weekends.
Oh.
Like, this
but
was
you did
after
skip
school. I never went to school. 2 months of my senior year, I was not there, but it was warranted. But there's different categories of people who go there, and there's the people that just get some beers, you know, go there to smoke some weed.
Toss stuff out the windows.
Yeah, then there's the reckless people who just want to, like, break and smash shit. And then there's the people that live there. So, to make the story, I guess, shorter, is basically we would constantly see this guy around. I had gone with a few people, and one of the people I was with had recognized him, and ever since, like, he was just always someone that I saw.
Where the heck did this man sleep?
Well, I saw him sleeping on the roof the first time we ever actually hung out.
He was just sleeping on the roof. I'm assuming this was, like, summertime or something.
Yeah,
okay.
He was taking a nap. Yeah, that man was so tan because...
oh, my God.
And just saw him all the time, and we started hanging out, and I would, like, bring an extra beer or two for him, and, you know, he'd smoke our weed, and, like, we just became, like, really, really good friends with this guy. And then he also knew some people that lived around there, so, like, he would introduce us to them. And, I mean, there was never really like good things going on, but you know, these became like really significant people in my life. Like these became my friends. Like, whereas like
specifically the people you met at this place.
Yeah, like the best of friends. Where it's like, it was a friendship where you didn't have to like text them. You just kind of show up and find each other. Like you always knew where they were gonna be, and this had led to answer your question, them showing me. So they all had like skeleton keys so they could lock doors.
I was gonna ask.
And
she has a skeleton key to one of the most famous abandoned buildings in the U.S.
But I don't. But
oh, you don't have it?
No.
Oh, dang.
They had them, and they would lock the doors, and they had this one room that was like pretty solid, like something you would never see in Kings Park. It was a room, and they had little beds in there, like little cots that they made, like a whole room. And the way the room was, it was like separated, like maybe cubicles back in the day or whatever, like little half walls. So they would each get like a little.
So like a quad.
Yeah, a little piece of, you know, their own space, and they were able to lock it so that would kind of be their home base where they leave like certain things. Obviously, you can't leave like wallets and stuff because the risk of someone like coming in a broken window, but. Yeah, it was.
Was it ground floor?
No, we went up. We were up somewhere.
Was this the biggest building?
So this one was.
Or like that 4-way building that's like a cross. Sorry, this is kind of hard to explain. This is actually a very big abandoned property. It's not just one building; it's multiple buildings.
I forget which one they were in, but the biggest building that I think you're talking about is 90, like building 90.
Yeah.
And then there was 4. That was the one that we constantly went in. But I don't remember exactly where their little room was. It probably wasn't in the main one because that's where like everyone thinks to go.
Yeah.
But
probably, that would probably not be the smartest place. It's also very loud because people are constantly doing stuff on that one. I just can't believe there's still stuff to throw out the windows. Like every time I'm there, it's like, oh, well, there's something else.
Yeah. It's like people are ripping things off the floor and.
Yeah.
But
I mean, did you ever get into a fight? Like with anybody who was there?
No.
Like, was there any, like, territory battles? Like, get the hell out of here. This is our spot.
I don't think so, because I think the 3 people that I hung out with specifically, like, they were friends. So it was kind of like nobody really messed with them because, like, you see a person who's so, they know this building so well that it's like, or the buildings in general so well that you don't really want to mess with them because, like, you don't know it, you know, it's unfamiliar to you, but it's so familiar to them. So I've never seen that. I mean, there's like been sketchy people that like come in with masks and like look like they're like part of some gang and like you just kind of keep quiet.
Yeah, you were kind of in there like during the MS-13 era.
The reason why I say that is because there's this one time that I specifically remember that these guys had like bandanas and masks and they just looked like people you don't want to mess with. And they kind of like, we were all just like smoking a blunt. And they had come up and it was really sketchy and they were kind of circling us and we just pretended like they literally weren't there. And
you should have like played a ghost. You're like,
I actually got touched there once.
Excuse me, sir. Have you seen my mother? What did you say?
But yeah, we would see certain people and we would just kind of keep quiet, keep our conversation going so that they know that we're not like we're just here smoking. Like leave us alone. But there was one time I got touched and I had never really experienced anything paranormal in that building, to be honest with you. Like every
those ghosts left. They're like, what the hell is this place? This sucks.
Like, why would they stay there?
Yeah.
But yeah, there was this one time that I was like sitting in a hole kind of. So it's like a top floor, but there's a hole in the middle. So my legs were dangling. And we're just like smoking, chilling, hanging out, talking. And I literally feel like this. So I look to my friend next to me. I'm like, did you just like grab my leg? Like what? And they were like, no. So I looked down. I was like, is anyone down there? Like, there was literally nothing. And it was just like, it was like so distinct that it literally felt like someone like was grabbing onto my knee. And I was like, what is going on?
That's crazy.
But there's been times where I've walked through that building where my phone has died and like all I have to get around is a lighter by myself. And
what? Oh my God.
but you get so accustomed to it. Like, you get so used to, like, you know where you're going. Like, it's a second home. I swear to God. Like,
she's crazy. Let me just make something clear for a second. We're working right now in an office building, also a studio, and we've stayed here late, and she's getting scared out of her friggin' pants, like, late at night here. And meanwhile, she's going through an asylum, an abandoned asylum at night with the lighter, and she's like, you just get used to it.
It's funny that you mentioned that because there was a time during that time period where I was like legitimately fearless. Like, now it's like once I get out of my car at night in my own driveway, like I get a little like nervous.
You're funny. Why do you think that happened?
But what, just being fearless?
No, like,
or like
gaining fear.
I don't know, life. Like, you're not constantly like, I feel like I just got so used to the possibility of like danger that I became used to it, whereas now it's like I'm not really used to that anymore.
You're like those people in New York City who are like, well, I didn't get executed today, so this is a pretty safe neighborhood.
Yeah. That's literally it.
I didn't get jabbed with a needle today, so yeah, I think it's pretty good. Pretty good odds. We've already had our New York story.
Yeah.
But
if you happen to be curious about any of the people that have left, one of them actually got married and took their pictures in an abandoned building, and he has a house now, and he's like not homeless and doing
that's beautiful.
thriving.
That's beautiful.
The other one, who was my very best friend, has unfortunately passed. May his soul rest in peace. And I don't know where the other one ended up. That one we weren't very close to.
Were these all
guy.
Initially homeless people?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least to my understanding, that they stayed in those buildings in that room.
Were those the only homeless people you knew?
Yeah. So I'm thinking that like maybe across the street, like when you think of like the 3 people that I knew, like how many others like might just be like hiding from the general public that comes. But
I'm talking in general though, not like the ones specifically from Kings Park.
What you're saying, like there has to be more?
No,
like,
were you
everywhere?
saying that? I'm asking, did you know any more homeless people besides that?
No.
No? Okay.
It was only the three guys.
Interesting. This is an interesting place for homeless people because it's like Long Island is a very, very dense population and also very hard to live here.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's the most like welcoming climate either for most of the year.
No, it's not. And like even just like in general, even if you're like living in those buildings or wherever you are, like it's gonna be cold.
Yeah. So I always find it interesting when you find out like there's like an actual homeless population. Yeah. I know that sounds very privileged, but I mean that in the sense that it's like.
But you're right, because like even people that are like panhandling on the streets, like I'm pretty sure they go home to a house or some form of it, you know, but they just need the extra money to like get dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen like there's a few homeless people that I know like definitely live on the street, but like yeah, I'm sure that there's a good bit that, you know, right now it's been a big thing where you'll find like people selling candy apples and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In the middle of like rush hour. Although I haven't seen it in a while, maybe because it's winter. But
yeah, I feel like most people just flock to the city because in that way you just get food.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. Know? I mean, you
stand on the street and someone's bound to give you like a slice of pizza or something.
Yeah, biggest city in the world. Yeah, there's enough people that eventually someone will give you something.
Yeah.
So.
But that's my thing, like about homeless people, is like I'll give you food, I won't give you money, you know, because.
Did you see fights break out at Kings Park? I don't mean to keep harping on this, but now I'm trying to figure out.
I don't think I've ever actually like encountered a physical fight. It was a community. It really was. Like,
but there's a lot of punk kids who come there.
There is, but like those are the people that we would specifically avoid.
Right.
You know, it would really just be like people that are, you know, if we meet someone on top of the roof somewhere and they're like smoking, they're hanging out, like we get their vibes, like we'll hang out with them and like be cool with them. But the people that just came to like smash stuff, we kind of just
ignored them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever actually seen a physical altercation there. I mean, we've had the cops show up. Like, we've been, like, stuck there. Like, I was stuck on the roof for a really long time on one of the buildings because it was Halloween. And everyone goes there for Halloween. That was just, like, my hangout. So I started early that day so that, like, I can get in before
like, oh,
the cops.
there's going to be a lot of traffic over there.
No, but there literally was. Because everyone thinks, like, oh, spooky, let's go. And, you know, we just went to hang out like normal. So a lot of the people that went there were throwing stuff off the buildings. It was, like, a higher traffic than normal.
I wonder if anyone got knocked out by that. That'd be funny if that was the case.
Well, like, my friend one time hung off the building.
Oh, my God.
Off the roof.
This is a tall... Are you talking about the big one? Or not? No, you're not talking about
No,
the big
but
one.
it is very tall. This one is, like, probably the second tallest.
Second tallest.
And he's just hanging off, and he's, like, showing off that he could do it with one arm. And I'm like, I think back to that, and I'm like, that could have been, like I could have witnessed a death right there.
That could have been it. How many deaths do you think were, like, something stupid like that? Probably a ton, right?
Probably a ton. But I always go back to, like, the buildings in general. Like, have there been people that have, like, died in there, committed suicide in there?
I think this is gonna tinfoil on hat. Tinfoil on head. Tinfoil on head. I genuinely believe that Long Island covers up, like, any probably deaths that happen there because it's. Let me make this clear. Like, this really is the most visited abandoned site, and it's like, I don't want to call it a death trap, but it is certainly not a safe place to be.
It's very dangerous. Like, the stairs you're climbing, like, I gave myself a concussion one time literally just walking up the stairs because I was looking down at my phone for 3 seconds. And I went up and, like, I literally bopped myself in the head with a piece of metal.
Yeah.
Like,
there's scrap metal hanging everywhere.
You have to be aware of your surroundings when you're in there.
First of all, also, the reason why, partly why this place was abandoned and not torn down is because it is literally built with asbestos, which is, like, a severe cancerous toxin, and just a toxin in general. And the reason why they can't tear it down, I did a write-up on this back in high school. We were very different people in high school. She was going through this place and I was writing about it. Is because if they tore it down, it would actually poison the land around it. So you'd need, like, a very sophisticated effort.
Yeah, that was just, like, smoking blunts in there.
Yeah.
But you'd see, like, the people that come in, like, with these, like, gas masks. And I'm like, it's really not going to help you.
No.
Like, it's so infested.
Yeah, the asbestos is everywhere. Really, it's mostly in the vents and the insulation, but, like, still, like, you're breathing it. If the building is falling apart around you, then yeah, you're breathing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I felt stupid. He was hanging from it. In my video, at the top of the tallest building, there is a ladder that goes to a vent. You'll see it when I post it, but these stupid punk kids tripped me like, oh, that's how you get to, like, the top, the highest part of the building. I was like, really? All right, guys, film this. And I started climbing up it, and this is very dangerous. Like, once again, not hanging off the building dangerous, but still, like, if I had fallen here, I would have, been probably seriously injured, and also at the highest building where there is no easy way out.
Yeah. Like,
you have to legitimately maneuver this place to get through it. And so no paramedics would be able to... If I broke my spine, that would have been it for me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that would have been a really big issue. At that point, just tip me over.
Yeah.
Throw me out the window.
Though, like, getting in the buildings, like, in general.
Yeah.
You, like, have to find, like, there was, like, 2 entrances that I knew of, but, like, they would constantly be getting closed up again, so we'd have to, like, rip it off. But it's just, like, I don't know. It's such a...
What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
There?
No, just in general. Fentanyl.
Drugs, probably. Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
Don't
probably
show this to your
wasn't
family.
Even, yeah.
I'm gonna bleep that. I'm gonna bleep that drug.
It probably wasn't. Yeah, bleep that. It probably wasn't even, like, the drugs. It was probably something I was doing on drugs. You know.
Yeah.
But the reason why I was doing it was probably because I was on drugs. I can't think of, like, something that, like, because when I was on drugs, I pretty much put my life in danger every day, so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, it's hard to pinpoint, like, one little
I think swimming in the ocean without supervision was probably mine.
Again, two completely different people.
Yeah, we were
swimming in the ocean unsupervised.
Well, I mean, like, Riptide's scary, people.
But like, are you talking like at a beach where there's like a bunch of people around that'll see you if you're drowning, or
it was Short Beach. So I mean, there's still Riptide. It's still the ocean, but it's not quite as wavy. But still, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's deceiving, because it doesn't seem like there'd be a big riptide when there's not that many waves. But there I am, like little Andrew, and I'm getting sucked out into the current. And eventually a very far away lifeguard saw me.
Oh my God.
And I probably could have drowned there.
Well, what do they say when you're in a riptide? You go with the current. Like, you just let it kind of bring you until you get out of it.
It's
swim
really
in the
tough.
way of.
Because if you're going this way, just let it take you. But if it's taking you out, then you're in like genuine danger, because you can let it take you, but you're then having less chance of someone seeing you.
True.
If it's taking you out, you're supposed to swim sideways, and that helps you get in further. Heard. But I was also a dumb little kid, and I couldn't swim very well. I could tread water, but I couldn't swim.
Thank that lifeguard, because that would be...
I was probably going to die that day.
Imagine you were lost at sea. Imagine that was like you're like pronounced dead, but you're lost at sea. Like just think about that in general. Like people who hop off of cruise ships.
There's so many videos where something like that happens. Like that video, we were talking about this last year, I think, where that kid just, like, he was on that party ship and he just jumps in the water and then he's gone.
He's like thinking it's like, you know, someone's going to pull him back up. They're going to throw it. Like, no.
So like that video is crazy because like he's out in the water, by the way, also shark infested water. So he probably got eaten.
Most likely. I mean, the sharks follow those ships. They know that people drop food.
They know that they drop food. They know that things fly off of it, And so he jumps off of it, and then, like, you know, he has no life reservoir to start with. They throw him one. He starts swimming for it, but then all of a sudden he swimming.
Swims the other way.
Yeah, he must have seen a shark. He must have seen something.
It's just like, even if I was, like, hammered, I don't think in my alcohol-filled brain I'm gonna jump in those waters. Like, I think, like, just knowing myself and knowing when I drink, like, I don't think, like, I could even gain the confidence
to jump in
into
dark water.
Yeah, like, on a ship, like, in a different place, like, that I don't know. Like, I feel horrible for that kid, because it's like, I think his friends kind of, like, pushed him to do that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And now I'm sure they're feeling it, But
yeah, like, that's a scary video, because it's literally like he's there and then he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, he's just gone. They're like, what? Where'd he go?
It's like you see, and then, like, people were saying, like, maybe he hit his head on the way down and, like, didn't understand, like, when he was swimming towards it, that he should keep swimming towards it. But I don't think he did, you know. I think he saw something and...
Yeah, did you know any people who were, like, danger prone when drunk?
Like, just did stupid
like
things.
Did stupid things that could get them, like, genuinely hurt.
I mean, I don't know, honestly. I don't really think, like, I had someone that was, like, ready to do something like that.
I did.
You know?
I told you this story, but I'll tell for the podcast. I knew this guy named Adam back in college, and I think I may have brought him up on the podcast once before too. He was this crazy dude, and he just, once again, he just, like, certain concepts just didn't click in his head. Smart dude, like, he was an Eagle Scout, and he was studying, like, physics and stuff like that, but you wouldn't know it because he acted like the biggest idiot you've ever met. And
like, with and without alcohol?
With and without alcohol, yeah. Like, I think I said one time he filmed me when I was in the bathroom, and he couldn't for the life of him understand why that was something you don't do. He also got us thrown out of, like, 5 different places because he would fight with are you saying this thing on my... Oh, I thought
I was itching. Sorry.
He would always fight with, like, management. Anywhere he went. The dude, like, hated authority. And it's like, how do you get to Eagle Scout without, like, with like, disliking authority?
Yeah. And I feel like you hit a certain age, like, where it's like, okay, these are, like, common people. Like, we...
Yeah, he couldn't help himself. He really couldn't. And he always got us thrown out of places. And multiple times for helping underage people drink, which is very funny. But when he got drunk, he got crazy and like annoying crazy, and it's like you don't know what he's going to do next. And it was I went to Plattsburgh, but it was St. Platty's Day, and this dude got super drunk, and we're all in like this big apartment building on the second or third floor that had this big common area with like pool tables, arcade cabinets, blah blah blah, and it was pretty cool. It was a nice like brand new part of the building, but we were all just having fun drinking. We were pretty all blasted. He being the most because he was drinking from the beginning of the day, and out of nowhere he goes up to the window and he starts screaming at people really stupid things. And his sense of humor is like that of a baby's.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not like a mean-spirited guy. So he was like, "You got poopy on your," I swear to God.
No.
He'd be like, "You got poopy on your feet. You got poopy on your feet." And he'd say stuff like that. And it was like,
He'd be like, "Bro, shut up."
Adam, you're only amusing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, he would say stuff like that. And at one point, like, we're all playing pool, and he goes, Bro, I can smell you from here. And, like, this huge dude turns around and goes, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" And it's like, oh, God, that guy's really drunk, too.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like,
he's going to hit the wrong person.
And angry drunk. He was really angry. And he was huge, too. Like, this guy was really big. And it's like, "What the fuck did you say to me?" I said, "Bro, you smell. I can smell you from here." Like, it was like, swear to God, something out of a cartoon.
I can smell you from here. It's so crazy.
He's like a baby. And so, like, we're like, "Adam, shut up." And he keeps going. He goes, "Where are you right now?" He's like, "Third floor bloke, come friggin' find me, dude." And we're like, "Adam."
He's
and then all that
literally
guy starts sprinting inside. And we're like, "Fuck, Adam, what have you just did?" Like, you just kind of, like, put us all in danger. And so we're all in there. We're like, okay, everyone just, like, act chill.
Yeah.
Kind of like you guys did with the thing. We're just like, act chill. So we're just still playing pool. This dude was like, I swear to God, like a cartoon character bully. Like, he was built, and he had like a backwards bro cat. He comes in, and he opens the door, and he just starts slamming around. First thing he does is he flips the pool table. I swear to God, on all the stuff. This sounds made up, but this is a genuine story. He flips the pool table, so everything's knocked over.
That's a skill.
Starts just like knocking chairs over. He goes, "All right, who the fuck was calling out to me?" And he points out to my friend Anthony, and he's like, "I know it was you. I fucking know it was you." And my friend Anthony's like the kindest dude you've ever met. And swear to God, he literally he grabs his shirt and like pushes him against the wall. He's like, "You got something to fucking say to me?" He's like, "Bro, it was not me."
Yeah,
it was
like,
not
settle
me.
down.
It was not me saying that. Oh, I forgot to mention, Adam sprinted from this room before that dude could get here. And
so it's all on you guys at that point.
Yeah, and like we were like, "Oh, maybe he's not coming," but like, yeah, so we were kind of all alone. He's like, "We don't know where he went. We're not really friends with that guy."
See, that's like, if you're gonna start a fight, be able to hold yourself down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you'd go running after you literally told the guy where you are.
He pussied out because he wasn't prepared. He was like just being a stupid idiot. And so that guy's like furious at my friend Anthony. I'm like, "No, it wasn't him, dude. The other guy left." He finally convinced. He's like, "You're all fucking pussies in this fucking room." And my favorite thing that he tried to do...
Well, not you, but like, I mean, the guy, Adam or whatever.
Yeah, well, he was a pussy.
Because he left.
Literally left. He goes, "You're all pussies in this room." And my favorite thing that cracked me up so bad, I had to hold my laughter in. He's like leaving the room stomping out, like big fucking burly guy. And he grabs the fire door. And if you know how a fire door works, they don't slam purposefully. And he tries to slam it and it just goes...
No.
And he goes... And he goes... And he just
That's
fucking
amazing.
kicks it. And he leaves.
Oh my God. Why don't they slam?
I think it's so that, like, if a fire is actually happening and, like, it's starting to close, you can catch it before it slams. So it doesn't, like, catch on someone, I think.
Got it. That's crazy.
Yeah, St. Platty's Day went wild. I got really drunk that day, too. And I think, like, I was in an elevator for more than 10 minutes. trying to figure out.
No.
I was so
Where
blasted.
you were supposed to go?
Yeah. And this was in
Where
my
was
own
there
dorm
an
building. There's only
elevator? Oh,
three.
in your
There's
dorm
only
building.
3 floors. and,
And you do it like multiple times a day.
and I'm just like,
That's like the worst kind of drunk where you're like, you literally have no idea.
I should have been with someone. And here's maybe this was another dangerous thing I did. I was really bad. Like I was so badly drunk. And I passed out on the floor of my room, and I woke up next to vomit. So I could have asphyxiated.
Ugh, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling because, yeah, you're like, wow.
Wow, that could have been it for like the dumbest reason in the world.
Yeah, but I woke up, and here I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a horrible time that I did that where I literally just like woke up and there was a plate of vomit.
A plate.
A plate. Like, and I don't remember actually throwing up. I remember being like, it was a 4th of July at my house sometime. It was in my bed. Like, I must have brought like a snack or something up to eat before I went to bed. And I ate it because it wasn't on the plate when I woke up, but there was puke on the plate when I woke up. But the absolute skill I had to have to get it on the plate and nowhere else. But now I'm like, what am I going to do with this plate of vomit?
That's so gross. Dude,
Yeah.
vomit's nasty.
It's so gross.
You would find so many like piles of vomit like at college in like the dorm rooms.
Ew.
And only one time was it actually me. I think it was my birthday. It was my 21st birthday. And like I was just doing shots everywhere. And like literally
Doing shots
everywhere.
everywhere.
Like I swear to God, everywhere I went, I was doing multiple shots. And I finally get back, and my friend Vasu at the time, he was like, this was the dude, by the way. I had a friend in college who was like this weirdly wealthy guy, and he would just buy like really expensive alcohol. And that's funny that it actually connects back because on St. Platty's Day, he made a jungle juice with
Saint what?
St. Platty's Day.
Oh, St. Platty's Day.
Yeah, on St. Platty's Day with the party that he
I
threw.
thought I heard you say that before, and I was like,
Plattsburgh, Platty. But he threw a party, and he made jungle juice with like really expensive alcohol.
and usually it's like the opposite.
Yeah,
like
you're
a
not
jungle
supposed
juice
to
is
do
usually
that.
like just throw whatever you got in there.
For what it's worth, that was that's why I was in the elevator doing that. But he like cracked open like this like crazy bottle of whatever, and he's like, "This is on me, bro. This is on me." And I'm like, I can't do anymore. I can't do anymore. And he's like, come on, it's your birthday. You cannot turn this down. I'm like, okay, all right. He's like, okay, I'll pour your shot. He gets like a red Solo cup and pours like this much. And I'm like, okay. I start downing it, and I'm like, and I start walking in the bathroom, and I just vomited on the way.
The worst, literally the worst. It's the worst. I feel like after you take a sip and you're like that.
Yeah, it's like it's over.
Like yeah.
that was my
back.
limit. My body cannot take anymore.
Yeah, but I used to like be able to throw up and then continue drinking afterwards.
That's a skill.
Which is insane.
That's a skill.
Like I would just like pull trig and then I'm back.
God, like that's like horrible. Because then you're getting double affected. There's like nothing in your stomach at this point, so the only thing you're absorbing, there's no nutrients, there's no solid, it's just alcohol.
It's just straight up alcohol.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I did that quite frequently when I was like younger, like not first drinking, probably like, I don't know, after high school times. But yeah. It would just be like, okay, it's only 8 o'clock and I'm already feeling a little sick.
Yeah, I mean,
so
keep going.
Pull trig in the bathroom and I'm ready to party for the rest of the night.
Did your high school do a lot of parties?
Like house parties?
Yeah.
Like people parties?
Yeah.
No, we had one. There was a few crazy ones, but like open house parties, like those crazy wild ones.
Oh God.
Where like no one's home at the person's house, so they are like
people are coming. Yeah.
People, and it's like the whole school. Yeah, we had one that was really crazy. I didn't go to it, my sister did, but the one that I went to was also pretty crazy. But I mean, when you go to these parties, you would just expect the cops to be there in like
oh yeah, there's no way they're
hour
not
max.
showing up. Yeah.
Like I think I was there 30 minutes and it was already getting so hot Like, there was already so many people, and more people just... My poor mom, like, dropped me off there. She was probably like, what is my daughter... Where is my daughter
Your
going
mom
right now?
dropped you.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I'm going to a friend's house for a party. And not that I realized,
That's
like...
really funny.
Yeah, my dumbass didn't realize, like, there's going to be 1 million people around. And then, like, also my neighbor, one of my neighbors, who, like, I had ridden the bus with, like, throughout life, like, not, like, very close. And he's, like, trying to charge people at the door. And I'm like, bro, enough.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I was literally like, I'm not paying you to help me in. And he did. But, yeah, that was a crazy party. People just, like, mobbed. And then an aunt had come home. Oh, first of all, the girl who was hosting the party wasn't even there. She had made this whole big announcement during the day, and her aunt had taken her somewhere and was going to bring her back later. So everyone started showing up at her house when she's not there. Her and the aunt come back. The aunt obviously realizes, like, what's going on.
Oh my
and she's,
God.
like, standing on the deck, and she's, like, screaming at everyone. Everyone's screaming at her. This kid got, like, kicked in the chest by her. It was, like, literally... Like, you do not want to be on the other side of it when you're at, like, an open house. Like, you do not want to be the one trying to shut that down on your own.
Oh, my God.
Like, leave that to the police.
Oh, my God. That sucks. That's so funny, though.
But you see the police and you, like, just leave.
We had a pretty big house party at my house once because we have a pretty big backyard. And it didn't get too wild. They did do, like, a bonfire, but, like, we actually have a pit for that.
Yeah.
Like you guys do. But one thing I remember that happened was some stupid, like, dude brought, or no, he found a bottle of ethanol in the cabinet. The story's not going where you think it's going. And he was like, bro, check this. You can make invisible fire. And he starts, like, you know, squirting the thing and, like, putting it on, like, stuff to show that, like, the fire doesn't show. And it must have traveled back up, and it got on his hand, and he singed the fuck out of his hand, dude. He really fucked up his hand.
Oof.
And
well, that's what happens.
And it's like,
do stupid things, win stupid
He went home, and it's like, yeah, we're not helping you, bro.
Yeah.
First of all, you stole our ethanol. Like, it's like, why? You went through our cabinet, and then you burnt yourself. That's scary, though. Invisible fire. You ever see, like, those race car videos?
Yeah.
Where the guys come out, and they're like...
Yeah, and it's like, what are you patting?
Yeah. And it burns really hot,
yeah,
too.
which is the most scary part, because you're literally...
You're singeing to death.
And nobody can see, like, that. I mean, obviously, like, a race car driver who's doing that, obviously we know.
They'll know at this point, but...
I mean, hey, it could start anywhere, and you won't even know, and all of a sudden, like...
Yeah.
It's messed up.
No, I wasn't, like, a big fan of the high school parties, mainly because I didn't really like people in my high school, like, at all.
I very rarely went to
Yeah.
people's parties. That was, like, one of the only ones. Otherwise, it was just my circle of friends, really.
For my high school, I mean, this is probably no different than most people's experience, but the drama was just, like, it was exhausting. It was, like, there was, like, 5 hookups at the party last night, and it's like, I don't give a fuck about any one of them.
Who cares?
I don't give a fuck about any one of those.
Yeah. There's so much drama for no reason.
Yeah.
Also, I do remember another party that my best friend at the time was hosting, and I had lost my phone. So I might have told you this.
I feel like you did, but tell me.
I had lost my phone, and I told my friend, and I told my group of friends, and it was kind of an open house. Like, it was invite, but a lot of people, like too many people to maintain and keep track of. And I lost my phone, so I tell my, like, little circle of friends, and now my circle of friends, like, they are ride or dies. So, like, they literally stopped every single person
Oh my
who
God.
was walking around.
That's cool.
And checked their bags and pockets.
She had, like, a group of goons.
Yeah, and I was just
Empty
standing
your
there
pockets.
like, yeah, open it for them. And so no one ended up having it. And then her brother later on was, like, by the pool, and he goes, Amanda, I see a screensaver floating on the top. And
Was
I
this
was
an
like,
iPhone?
no way, yeah. And he takes the skimmer, and he's, like, skimming around, and he finds my phone in the deep end of the pool. So someone must have taken my phone and literally just threw it. It's like, you could have made money off of that. Like, why'd you throw it in the pool? But that thing was literally, when I tell you it was bent, like, someone must have been throwing it around, and, like, it was bent. Like, I've never actually seen an iPhone bent. It was just bent.
Wow. Shitty kids.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So the next day I had to get a new phone. And I had to tell my parents. I was only, like, 16, 17, maybe. I had to tell my parents, like, someone literally threw my phone in the pool.
I consider myself lucky. I've never broken a phone. Knock on something.
I've
But
broken so many.
but I think the most wild party I was at was some frat party, and I left pretty quickly. First because it like fucking stank like shit. It was so bad. It's like, I can't even be here. Not even drunk. It's fine. It's like, it stinks so bad in here. Dude, what is with
like a different?
Yeah, what's with these people and their hygiene?
Yeah.
I don't fucking get it.
Ugh.
It's just so filthy. It was like.
And it's also like, now you're gonna invite people to party here.
Yeah, and take my money. Like, get the hell out of here. Stinks. It's not like high school open house parties, because that's someone's nice parents or aunt's house, right?
Yeah,
but this is like some
college kids
decrepit, piece of crap.
Yeah.
Look what I just noticed. It's okay, it doesn't matter.
What?
It's still It's fine. We're still recording to these.
Oh.
This is our receiver. It's supposed to go on the iPhone, but
great.
it's okay.
Whatever, you have the audio here.
We have the audio from the recordings, but yeah. It's like, college towns are interesting. You didn't get the college town experience, but
no, I kind of lived it through my sister. I went up to see her a few times, and
I didn't know your sister went somewhere.
she went to Connecticut.
Oh wow.
She was close to home, so that it was like kind of a quick ride. But
Bridgeport?
Southern Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bridgeport's a funny place.
I just passed through Bridgeport.
You know that it's kind of like a little ghetto.
Yeah.
So that
super ghetto.
Yeah. When I was showing my friend around, he was trying to go to a college in New York because he was living in Florida for a little bit, and I was showing him around, and we were like, okay, let's just tour different colleges, and one of them was Bridgeport, and he was like, bro, do you think we're gonna need a taxi to get to the college? And I was like, we could walk. We crossed through probably the funniest ghetto neighborhood. Like, every single person was sitting on their
Yeah, it's like, I don't think we'll need an Uber, but maybe a bulletproof vest will do.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, and it's crazy too, because like the campus is actually pretty nice if you've ever been.
But that's with like a lot of colleges. They're in really bad areas, so like you're a little sketched out walking around, but the colleges are beautiful.
What's it like? The one near Oneonta, I can't remember what it's called. Whatever, that one my ex went to, and she was like, yeah, you do not walk around at night alone. Like, you don't do that.
Yeah, and a lot of college towns are like that.
But Bridgeport very specifically was, I think, the worst I've seen, because it's like, usually there's at least a little buffer, right? Because there's like a main street, and that's
you gotta like
nice.
walk off like the wrong direction to get there. Yeah.
With Bridgeport, it was like, here's the college sign, and here's the burnt down like Applebee's.
Here's someone smoking crack on the corner.
Here's the burnt down Applebee's and someone smoking crack, and there's like 10 dogs running around. Yeah, that was so wild. And when we were there, like, the entire time, we were with the security guard and then the tour guide, and it was like, this is giving me a good feeling. And he had to mention at least like 30 times. He's like, yeah, this is like the safest campus in like all the United States.
Yeah, maybe because you have a lot of security equipment, but that's not going to stop the second I walk off this campus.
No, yeah. It was very funny. Very pretty campus, but yeah, literally, like, I'm talking the very outskirts, all around it.
But that would be like, honestly, probably my deciding factor not to go, you know?
Yeah, well, because it's like, you want, with these upstate college towns, it's like, you look at them and you see like, oh, this has got a really nice main street, and it's got a good bar scene. Oneonta, great bar scene. Plattsburgh, same thing. Binghamton, that's the one I was thinking about. Yeah, all these different colleges have like nice little comfy towns for the most part.
Yeah.
There was one that I went to, I forget the name of it. I don't think it's Adelphi. That's the one on Long Island, right?
Yeah.
There's one that kind of sounds like that. And this is when I was touring schools. And I don't know why we even stopped at this one. we went there, and the guys immediately like, yeah, so this is like the utmost like farming school in all of like New York State, and yeah, this is like where you want to be if you want to be a farmer, scientist farmer. And I'm like, I looked at my dad. I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah, what am I doing?
What the F am I doing here? And dude, the campus was slightly nice. Like, it was small. Like, it was like small Suffolk
Well,
small.
I feel like a farming school is going to be smaller than, a
Yes.
business school.
It was nice, but it was small. And literally the entire town was a Pizza Hut, a Home Depot, a McDonald's, and a couple hardware stores.
That sounds right.
And that was and it was like one strip. And it was like, what do these people do for fun?
I could see you being a farmer.
You really could?
Yeah.
I could honestly see myself being a farmer too. I feel like in a different life, I'm somewhere out in the fields
Yeah, me too.
with a hoe and then some gardening tools on top of that.
Yeah, but
That was a joke.
definitely a hoe.